Ever wonder which U.S. cities give the most generously to charity? Well, we did. So MarketWatch's Quentin Fottrell is here to break it down for us. Quentin, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
So are there any generalizations to be made about the most charitable U.S. cities?
Yes, there are. The Bible Belt, southern cities are the most generous.
And number one?
Salt Lake City.
Wow.
Yes, which may or may not have to do with the fact that the Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints members are encouraged to give 10% of their income to charity. But even among the Bible Belt, religious people who are more engaged with their churches tend to give more to charity as well.
And so after Salt Lake City, who do we have?
So we have Memphis, where Elvis lived and died.
Yes.
Not quite the home of country music, but it's close.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and then we have Birmingham, Alabama, Atlanta, Nashville.
All southern
Tennessee.
cities.
Yes, but Salt Lake and Memphis were the only two to give more than 5% of their income to charity, interestingly enough.
And this, you think, is generally because these are religious cities?
That's what experts say. New Hampshire was the lowest on the list. It was the least generous. And they, interestingly, have this license plate, live free or die. It's the motto of New Hampshire, the state. So that probably might have something to do with self-sufficiency.
And how did our fair metropolis do, New York City?
We were sort of stuck in the middle somewhere. We weren't like the most or least generous, but considering the amount of people who live here, maybe, and the amount of wealth in the city as well, it's maybe a little surprising.
That's true. Now, what about religious giving? Has it been going up or down recently?
Actually, it's down about 0.4%, so it's flat from 2013 to 2012. But over the last 5 or 10 years, religious giving has been declining, along with people's membership of their respective religions as well, like church going, and all of that has gone down too.
That's a sad byproduct of church going declining.
It is, yeah. But absolutely it is, yeah.
Now, what were the trends you uncovered regarding the wealthiest among us and their charitable giving?
This was sort of the oddest part, which is that the wealthiest Americans, their proportion of their income in terms of charitable giving fell 4.6%. But for the poorest Americans, they gave more than 16% of their income over the last couple of years. So poorer people are giving more of their income.
And what do experts attribute that to?
Well, less wealthy Americans tend to give to more community organizations, social causes, organizations perhaps that they've also benefited from in the past as well. Wealthier Americans, while hit by the recession in terms of their stocks, do tend to give more to like museums and opera. And one expert I spoke to, there was a study on this I looked at, and they said that maybe people who have less money, they are more vulnerable, and perhaps they feel like it's bread on the water, getting back to that religious element. Bread on the water will come back to you if you need it in the future. Maybe you should help your fellow neighbor today because you don't know what tomorrow will bring.
Well, we should all dig a little deeper. All the studies say that makes people happier, right? The more they give, the happier they get.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Quentin, for that.